Hi guys, welcome to Beyond Bold Podcasts. As you all know, I'm still that same guy with two English names, David, Richard. And also in the house, I have...
You know who it is, your girl Onyediv. Welcome, guys, to another exciting episode.
And first of all, we would like to thank you guys for the comments, the contributions.
Yes, the likes.
On all our social media platforms.
Yeah.
And visiting us on our website, giving us topics as which to discuss. Wow, these are interesting topics. Like we had an episode where we had to fight on set actually, but
we did not fight.
No, actually we didn't fight.
We did not throw punches at each other. No,
it was kind of
I'm too bougie for
interesting.
that. Aish,
You're too what?
I'm too bougie. I'm
then
too bad.
Then me, I'm too what?
You know now.
I'm too what?
I don't know, but not be my mouth to go.
Me, I'm not too bougie, but
it's not my mouth.
It's me that is not now too bougie.
You know.
I'm too classy for that, please.
Okay.
All right, so guys, today we will be talking about marriage. All right, so guys, the question we want to pick out in marriage is: can marriage be seen as an achievement? So, in this note, I wouldn't want to open the floor, but I'll actually let my co-hosts open the floor.
Okay, so the big question, can marriage be seen as an achievement? If you ask me, it's a very big no. A very big no for anybody to see marriage as an achievement. And this is my reason, right? So, for instance, you've achieved a lot of things for your life. You're successful. You're a business tycoon. Like whatever it is you are, you're making cool cash for yourself. And then you now come and let somebody kill your vibes because you're not married. In this life, you just have to know that. I mean, you have to be content with who you are first. Like be happy with yourself being who you are first, that you can live alone. But I mean, other than that, I don't see it as an achievement because let's be real. When you marry, what's extra thing will happen that you have not already achieved for yourself? Like what extra thing can you achieve again? Okay, if you're talking about the biblical term when they say when two comes together, everything explodes. But other than that, if you're not religious, if you marry, you have achieved everything. If you marry, what's it go add for your life? What can you add in your life? What?
I will actually dilly dangle here. I won't say marriage can't be seen as an achievement because, like you said, like the biblical term, when two come together, they become one, and all of that. There is this. I'm not talking as a man of God or a prophet, but it has been said that there is this blessing that comes with marriage. Some people can be nothing, but getting married, they can achieve a lot from marriage. There is this, according to what they say, there is this blessing that is tied down, that is tied to marriage. You can be successful. You can have it all. You can have the cars, the house, the money in the bank. You can afford a luxurious life. And when you get married to some people, when they get married, the gates of blessing just opens. Their business grows bigger. Yeah. Their house gets wider. Their things change.
I mean, not to cut you short, Richard. Really, I understand the need to want a companion, because basically the reason why people want to marry is just for companionship, and also maybe to procreate. Yeah, you want to have kids and enlarge your family. Yes, of course, that is another reason. But then again, if you're looking at it from that angle, to procreate and enlarge for companionship and all of that, why do we still have divorce? Why are people still getting divorced if marriage is an achievement? Why? I mean, it's a big question. It's a big question. Listen, I have seen people get married, like they were doing well for themselves. They were successful. Their business was thriving. Everything was just going smoothly. But the moment they got married, everything started dwindling down. Like they started losing out and they became a shadow of themselves. Or for women, in cases where they marry men that are women beater, that will turn them to punching bags on a daily. Would you, in that instance, call your marriage an achievement? Why would you want to be in that kind of marriage?
Like I
Why?
said, like I said, uh, in some cases, marriage can be a blessing and marriage can be something else. Some people get married, and we won't say marriage is a smooth sailing road. No, it can't be. And I won't say, but I won't say for people because I love to use this term. I won't say for people. And I love to also use this term. I am not saying for the general public, but I would say, based on, let me just say, my mind, that marriage at some point is a blessing, and marriage at some point is a curse. I want to use the word curse, but I will use, sometimes marriage can be good, sometimes marriage can be bad. The road can't be smooth sailing at all times. Sometimes it has to be out with the old and in with the new. It might be let's say, let me just dive into the biblical part a bit. It might be like Job. I'm not putting it that Job was married, but I'm trying to pinpoint the out with the old and in with the new. Job was actually a little game of gamble between Christ and the devil. But in this case, you can lose everything and regain it back. Because at some point, God might want you to see the person in front of you as a blessing. Let's say you're not seeing that person as a blessing. And let's say maybe there is something wrong that you're not doing or you're not seeing. And you have to recognize that person, that God has given you this person. And in some case, it might be maybe that marriage was not meant to be, but you guys forced it. Because they say there is this saying that goes, some two parents no put hand, no they work well. Some people say that. This is Africa.
Yeah, it's true.
That some two parents no put hand, they work well. So in some cases, it might be maybe they had to force the marriage, or it might be some circumstance. Some people, it might even be village people, it might be something of the past, maybe not from their own side, but from their parents that's haunting their family life. It might be a family or generational
That
thing.
is haunting their family life. Like village people have located them. Abi.
Exactly. Village people don't locate them. Or it might be a
Oh, my
generational thing.
goodness.
That, okay, when you get married, like we've seen a whole lot of, when we talk about spiritual cases, we've seen a whole lot of it when they say your family is not destined to get married. If they get married, they won't make it. Or your success is tied down to you not getting married. We've seen a lot of cases like that.
Wow, that's a bit extreme. But I mean, looking at it from our topic now, if it's an achievement, I still stand. See, don't get me wrong. I love the idea of marriage. I support the idea of marriage. I want to get married, of course, but I would not say that if I get married today is an achievement and negate all the achievements, all the successes, the wins I've been able to accumulate before I got married and say, oh, there's nothing. No, I'm not going to do that to myself. Yeah, marriage is not an achievement to me. It's just another addition, like another wing that's been added to my feathers already. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to say that is an achievement because, hey, if you marry wrong today, if you marry a man that does not align with your purpose, a man that does not have the same vision as yourself, that you guys just don't meet in any way, is going to be a bane, a big problem in your life. And you end up regretting, you end up being bitter, you end up being a shadow of yourself, looking all, I don't know how to describe it. But at the end of the day, man, if you feel like getting married is why God brought you into this world, that you live, the air that you breathe, and your existence is tied down to marriage, good and fine. I'm not going to castigate you for having that opinion. But to me, it is not an achievement. It is not. God forbid I don't get married when I'm supposed to get married. Or maybe it's delayed for some reason, for whatever reason. I'm not going to kill myself. I'm not going to be depressed because I've heard cases. In fact, I think I saw a TikTok video of one lady crying. She was saying that, oh, she's 30. She just turned 30. I don't have any child. I don't have a job. I don't have a house. And I'm not married. And then she was crying. I'm like, wait, I don't understand. What's the meaning of that? Why would I do that to myself? The fact that I'm alive, I'm healthy, I'm not in the hospital is enough reason for me to thank God every day. Thank God every day. And you know what they say, if you're so very big on getting married, you're so very big on, starting a family, which is not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing. It's really good to aspire to be married. In as much as not having a job is bad. But crying because you don't have kids at 30 or you don't have a husband at 30, and she was wailing literally, like she was crying, filming herself. And I saw a lot of comments under the video saying that, God will do it for you. Just keep hanging on, trusting God to do this, to do that. I'm sorry, but that's bullshit. I don't subscribe to that kind of mentality. I don't think I will ever cry because I'm not married at a certain age. I don't think I'll ever do that. What will make me cry is if I am not where I'm supposed to be career-wise, if I am not able to sustain myself. That is when I will kneel down and cry to God and say, Baba God, what did I do to you? Now only me. I don't have a job. I don't have ways to take care of myself. Not because I'm not married. No, I don't think so. First of all, you have to be happy being alone. Because if you're not happy being alone, I don't think when you now find a companion is going to help you. No, it's not going to help you. It's not going to help you because I've heard, I have a lot of married friends. Let me just throw this out there. And we'll have discussions. They talk about their marriages and what have been able to sustain them for so long. They'll tell you that after a while, it gets boring, that they just want to go away for some time. So if you cannot handle being alone, what about when you now get married? And then there comes a time where you guys have to be apart. Maybe for work or for medical reason or for whatever reason, your spouse have to be away and you cannot handle it. That means you will slide into depression because you're not happy being alone. You will slide into depression for sure. I think you have to love yourself enough. Love yourself enough as a person. Aspire good things for yourself so you don't become a liability to a man. Because if you're thinking that as a woman, I'm talking now in terms of women. If you think that as a woman now, when I marry, all my struggles in life is over. That's the biggest mistake you ever make, my sister. The biggest mistake you will ever make. You have to have your own thing going on. Like have something that gives you 1 naira every day. It doesn't have to be so much, but make sure you have something going on for yourself before you think about marriage. Because if you're looking at a man to sustain you, to sustain you financially and otherwise, you have made a mistake, a very big error. Because most men get overwhelmed when they have to carry the burden of the home all by themselves. Kids' school fees is there. Feeding is there. And then taking care of you too. My girl, is too much a burden to put on anybody's son. So be happy in your own skin. Strive for things that makes you happy. Strive. You have visions. Pursue your goals. What are those things you want to do for yourself? What are those things that when you were a little girl, because I'm sure everybody growing up, they had things they aspired to be. What are those things you aspire for yourself? And what steps have you taken to, try to achieve them before you start looking at how you want to enter into marriage to alleviate poverty in your family line? Please don't do that to anybody's son. Don't even do it to yourself. Please.
Well, I've actually had some instance where I hear people say since I got married, like this actually happens a whole lot. Like a whole lot. Some people will be like, since I got married, I thank God for getting married, because since I got married, I achieved building a house of my own, and I have a house of my own. Since I got married, I now have a car of my own. Since I got married, I have a business of my own. Most people are like, since they got married, they have these achievements. While some people are like, since I got married, my brother, my business became bigger. Since I got married, my brother, I got this peace. Like I said, marriage is a whole different school of its own. It has its advantages, it has its disadvantages, it has its smooth roads, it has its crooked roads. Now, when you are looking at some point in marriage, there'll be a point where, because, okay, we had a discussion about marriage some time back, and our guests told us that, in fact, there will be a point in time in your marriage, you and your spouse will be like brother and sister. You guys will just be there, but you guys cannot live without each other. That is one. And let me say, okay, also our guests told us that over time, when they got married, their business became bigger. Now, let me quote the Bible here. The Bible said, I will bless the works of your hand. Meaning that you have to have something, not like, God, please bless my hand today. God, please bless my hand today. No, it's not going to work. You have to have something for God to bless. Now, you have that. And you get married. Now, you have something God is going to bless, and you get married. And the blessing attached to marriage, God opens it for you. These are two blessings tied together. Like I said, some marriages would not be smooth sailing. Some marriages would not be crooked. Some might be a blessing. Some might be otherwise.
Yeah.
So to me, I feel like there is achievements to marriage, to being married. And some people now, where I would now kick against this marriage thing, some people now take marriage to be a lifetime elevation. Some people will now say, okay, I want to get married to a guy that is wealthy, to a guy that has it all, to a guy that is rich. Some people look for the made ones to get married to. And I'm sorry to say, you don't know if that is not where your happiness lies. They can get married to the rich ones, and tomorrow they will be like, my husband has not been around for like 6 months, so he has been away on a business trip, or you just be like, yeah, my husband gives me everything, he's always around, this one now, but does he pay you attention? Do you get the necessary things you need to get in that marriage? That's what I'm saying. Some people look at it like, he provides everything for me. But do you get the salt and maggi inside it? Do you get the things you're supposed to get? Do you get the spice in it? These are some things that most people don't consider before they say, okay, they want to use marriage as an achievement. Some people will be like, okay, if I enter, he go buy me car. They want to achieve a car from it. Some people will be like, okay, yes, if I enter, or I'm going to take care of my family, go see my brother through school. They want to achieve their brother's education or their family education through marriage. And most times it doesn't work that way.
True, it doesn't actually. It doesn't work that way.
That's why I said in some case it's a blessing. In some case it's a curse. In some place it is selfishness.
I mean, you're just putting your spouse.
You're putting unnecessary burden on this person.
Too
Okay,
much
take tomorrow
pressure.
now. The business starts falling. And let's say you have no ideology, no idea about this person's business. Now, the business will start dilapidating, to start crumbling. And before you know what's up, you guys are down there.
Yeah, I mean.
And there's no way to lift that person up.
For me, yeah, if before anybody can even say marriage is an achievement, like they've been through it together, they've been through the ups and downs together, like they started from the bottom and they're like, now we're here. It's only then I feel like they are allowed to say marriage is an achievement to me, right? It's not because you are still very single and you have not made a name for yourself, okay, maybe making a name for yourself might be too much burden because the opportunities might not be there for you to. But you have not strived to at least know who you are as a person, before you now bring in another person to start knowing them. Because if you don't know what you like as a person, you cannot, when you see, what you want, you cannot actually figure it
Yeah.
out. That's why they tell you, my pastor, he is very, I'm not going to mention his name, but my pastor will tell you, if you don't have a vision, if you don't have a direction for yourself, right? When you actually see the line God's actually directing you to follow, you will not know because you yourself, you don't have purpose, you don't have vision. So, have a clear understanding of yourself, like your life vision, your life purpose first. Strive to make ends for yourself first. Try to live off alone without anybody else, without looking at Mr. A or Mr. B, or for a guy, this girl or that girl, whether her parents are wealthy or not, those kind of things. It will not help you in marriage. It will not help you in marriage. Because if you look at all those material things and you say, okay, let me just marry to this so that all this poverty that I've been going through will end because the guy's father is the governor of one state, or the girl's parents, they are very rich, they are multi-billionaires. They will do this, they'll do that for me, and all of that. What if you enter that marriage and they don't send you? What's going to happen? What's going to be the fate of that marriage? In most cases, you start having this feeling of resentment towards your partner because you had too much expectations that are not being fulfilled. Even in relationship, when you go into a relationship where you feel like this guy is rich or this girl has a lot going on for herself, and then you now enter that relationship and you're not seeing any of those things that you had assumed or you had, presumed you would get, you start nursing hatred for the person. It's bound to happen. It's bound to happen because you went in there, like my co-host said, for selfish reasons. Please, 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 and please, our viewers out there, I'm going to just put it out there, yeah? If you're not happy with yourself being alone, first of all, as a lady or as a guy, if you bring in another person, see, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to change anything. You have to have something going on for yourself. Yeah. So that when you guys come together, there will be an explosion because you're coming together from two different mindsets of how you want to make your home work, how you want to make your family work. You come together and it becomes an explosion. Two heads are better than one. That's
Uh, yeah, actually, yeah, two heads are better than one. But most people, now let me diverse a bit now to the single ones. Most people that are single and say they haven't made it and they are looking for either made men or how to make it, and the guys that are looking for the made women to, or a rich family to cling into. Yes, I would say that is actually a selfish desire. It is, but it is not. I won't deem it selfish if the guy or the lady has a clear intention of entering the family and making things grow. But initially, we all know, say yes, now selfish desire and the career enter inside there. We all know that one. But I would still say that having it all, getting married and growing it bigger is what wow. But what I will tell you guys is to please be yourselves. I always keep saying this. Don't look at getting married. It might not be your time yet. And don't look at it that me getting married right now is late. No. Don't use the age factor thing to restrict yourself from being happy. Be happy with yourself before you can be able to give someone else happiness. That's very important. Be happy with your own self before going into a marriage. You can go into a marriage and at the end of the day, you guys are not happy with each other. And before you know, you start hearing divorce.
True.
Next thing, it will be a thing of, I don't even know why I got married to you, self. If I had known, I shouldn't have.
Basbos.
Big basbos. Some men that will want to respect themselves will not hit their wives, but yet they'll be nurturing hatred and pain in their mind for them. So guys, please, what I'll just say is, first of all, be happy with yourself. Get your goals, get your priorities straight. If you want to be a career person and you want to see your career grow, you can grow your career before getting married. Or if you say you want to get married before you grow your career, it's all on you. It's your choice.
All right, guys, you've heard it all. Be yourself, achieve things for yourself, have a vision, very important, before you bring in another person into your life to become a burden. Have a clear vision for your life. Have a clear purpose. Be comfortable being alone before you think about marriage. We've come to the end of this episode on Is Marriage an Achievement? We'd love to hear from you guys, of course. As always, your comment, your likes, your suggestions, your reviews too. Yes, we're open to reviews.
Yeah, we seriously
show it out there. The things you want to see us do better. We are willing to learn from you guys. We're willing to learn from our viewers because we love you guys on Beyond Board Podcast. So guys, of course, you know the drill. Follow us on all our social media platforms. You know already. Help our ministry to grow. So we bring more exciting content like this to you guys on our YouTube, of course, Beyond Board Podcast. It's very important, guys. Follow us on YouTube. Like the videos and subscribe. You see that bell on that YouTube page, that bell, just click on it so that you get notified whenever we post new videos. And of course, on our Instagram page, please follow us at Beyond Board Podcast, and also on Facebook at Beyond Board Podcast, and of course on Twitter at Beyond Board Podcast, and TikTok, guys. Yes, we're on TikTok. Follow us on TikTok at Beyond Board Podcast. And also, guys, they can check us on our website, www.beyondboardpodcast.com. It's been exciting having you guys today on the show. Thank you for listening to us, for watching us, for liking our comments,
it's been a wonderful
liking
ride.
our video, and sharing our videos. Please, guys, share the videos. Share to all your contacts. Share, please, guys. Thank you so much. It's your girl, Onyediv, leaving and signing out. Ciao.
And it's your guy with 2 English names.
Richard David.